Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Kris here, Real Estate Blitz. Want to do a quick one. Had a question that actually came in asking about using the VA loan for investing, basically for investing. And they wanted me to do a quick blitz on that. So I think I posted up something on Facebook, so if you actually want to see the article, it was from military.com. Pretty decent article. It wasn't really great, but there's a ton of information out there if you actually just type in anywhere in Google, VA loan, and invest, real estate. It'll pop up. There's a ton of stuff. So this, instead of actually answering the question directly, I kind of want to tell a quick story, right? Because I think it's important that I just tell from my experiences and what I've dealt with and what I've seen. We used to own a home a little while back, ended up selling it to a buddy of mine. He was a senior chief, master chief, something like that. And, if you didn't know, I was in the military for 20 years. I was in the Marine Corps, so I definitely understand the VA loan and have used it myself quite a few times. So my buddy, he buys my house from me when he moves out here to California. I was looking at buying another one, and little did I know, as he and I were talking, he owned 13 different homes. So this is what I tell people that are in the military. For one, if you're young, why not? I wish I would have known better when I was younger. I would have went out and started buying a house as soon as I could afford one, even if it was a garbage dump or a condo, or using the VA loan to get a fourplex or a duplex. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But every duty station he went to, he ended up buying another house. He lived in the house. He worked on the house while he was there. And then when he left, he turned around and rented the house. All of these houses, now he wakes up in the morning and he's making about $20,000 a month. Excuse me. Actually, I think it's a little less than that. It was like 17 at the time, but he's making more than that now. It was a few years back. And, doing quite well. And then he does a 1031 exchange. Whenever it starts to kind of cap out, he turns around, purchases another property in the area or another couple properties with the equity that he got from that home. That's a discussion for another time. I don't want to go too deep into that, but I want to focus on the VA loan. So long story short, that's what he was doing. So can you use the VA loan to invest in real estate? It depends. Depends on how you look at it. You have to understand that the VA loan, the intent is the VA is giving you this, guaranteed at 0% to occupy a home. So what I've recommended to people, if they want to use their VA loan, if they're still in, if they're out, whatever it is, and they want to invest in real estate, especially if they're young, you know what? Find a duplex, find a threeplex, find a fourplex. I wish I would have done this when I was in 29 Palms. I lived in 29 Palms for like 6 years. I was stationed out there. And I wish I would have bought like a threeplex or a fourplex with the VA loan. Let me tell you why. What you do is you owner-occupy one unit. You can actually take the rent rolls from the other 3 units, and the cash flow that comes through those other 3 units actually helps qualify you for the loan for whatever. So, I can't afford, a single-family home. You can't afford at, let's just make up a number, $200,000, but with the cash flow from 3 other properties, and if they're renting out at $500 each, which they're more than that, so let's use real math. Back then, I could have bought a threeplex for $350,000. Let's say I couldn't get a loan for $350,000. Let's say I could get a loan for, I don't know, $100,000. I'm just going to throw out numbers. I know I was paying about $800 per month, right? So right off the top of my head, if I was going to do that, it's $2,400 per month that's coming in. That's almost, it's actually just shy of a full 1% on principal. That's almost shy of a 12%. So, if I'm just rounding numbers, it's probably a 10% cap. That's pretty fantastic. So you figure a mortgage on a $300,000 loan is going to be, it's going to be under $2,000. It's going to be like 18 something. No, it's going to be a little more, 18, 19. Yeah, it's going to be about just $2,000. So you're really getting $400 worth of cash flow off of all 3 units. So long story short, you're only paying maybe $400 a month to live in your place, right? To live in your actual place. And then the rest of your mortgage is getting paid off and paid down by your tenants that are in there, all because of the VA loan. So, in my opinion, it's fantastic if you take it from that approach. I have a buddy of mine who's actually a captain. He is a young guy. He has a young kid with a wife, and he buys duplexes. Every duty station that he's been to so far, he buys a duplex. He lives on one side, has the other side, and he plans on continuing to do that at every duty station. So, can you use the VA loan to invest in real estate? The answer is it depends, and yes, you can, as long as you have intent to occupy the property for a year, at least a year. And that's the other one that I didn't mention. So let's say you do move into something, you do work on it for a year, and you decide you want to get into something else. The VA loan can transition and go into a different property after a year. So long story short, definitely do some research. If you're a military vet, if you're in the military, the VA loan is pretty fantastic if you're looking to invest in real estate. You just got to know what you can and can't do. So that's all I got. Thank you very much. KSA Kris, Real Estate Blitz, and I'll talk to you all later.